Thank you.
And you can feel free to put it wherever is
I'm
safe.
clumsy, so I'll probably spill.
You and me both, that's all right. Okay. Ms. Lauber, we're on the record. We're going to invite the jury in a moment. When they come in, I'll just remind you that you're under oath, okay? All right. Mr. Bloodworth, are we ready for the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
All rise for the jury.
Please have a seat as you come in. Thank you. All right, have a seat. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We'll continue with additional questioning of Ms. Lauber. Ms. Lauber, please remember you are still under oath. Ms. Lewis.
Good morning.
Morning.
I want to move on to the next interview, which took place on May 4th, 2023. So I don't know, in case we need the binder, do you want me to put you in the right spot, or can you find it? Yeah, I think that's it. And it's dated May 4th?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, you've stated that you worked for Corey Richins for a long time prior to these events.
I worked for her aunt.
You worked for her aunt, but working through her aunt, she was one of your clients. You cleaned for Ms. Richins and
Yes,
worked
she was
for-
one of her aunt's clients, yes.
Okay. And you had a lot of communications with Corey over the years about cleaning.
Yeah.
And you were friendly with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. So I want to ask you, so there were, strike that. You mostly communicated by way of text, right?
When I was cleaning for Corey, yes. Phone calls or text, yes.
Pull the mic just a little.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
All right. And you texted a lot, you sent a lot of emojis back and forth, fair?
Yes.
All right. Now, you did some other cleaning projects for her, though, in addition to cleaning just her home, right?
Yes.
For example, one thing you did was you cleaned what we know as the Midway Mansion after she purchased it after Eric died, correct?
Yes, she had me go over there and get it set, clean it out for open house, I believe.
Well, yeah, I don't know, maybe it was for an open house, but the cleaning itself was you and 3 other people went in? Nick Bonsavage and yourself and
2 other.
2 others.
Yeah.
Okay. And you went in And it was the purpose of it was to clean graffiti that was inside the house, right?
We were going through and just sweeping up and cleaning up all the garbage. People were squatting there.
Okay, that's fine. And she paid you for that, correct?
She paid Nick through Venmo.
She paid you for that, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I want to just turn to a minute to the check that you said you picked up on March 9th from Ms. Richens. Can you pull that up? I'm sorry, I don't have the exhibit number. Do you know it, Katie? You testified, while she's getting that up, that you stopped at the house on March 9th and you went inside and Corey wrote a check for you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And this has already been admitted, so can we publish this? Now, do you notice on that check, the check is dated March 6th?
Yes.
So she didn't write it then, she already had it prepared, correct?
No, she wrote it that morning
On March 9th.
when I went to her house, yes.
So you think she backdated it for some reason?
I have no clue why she wrote the date, but the date I picked it up was the 9th that I deposited in my checking account.
Oh, okay, I understand you picked it up on March 9th, but the check is dated March 6th, correct?
Yes, that's what it says.
All right. And you were paid how much a piece for cleaning the Midway Mansion?
Nick and I got paid $25 an hour and the other was $20.
And it came to approximately between $300 and $400 a piece, correct?
I'm not 100% sure on that, no.
All right. And isn't it true that you cashed the check and paid the other workers? You paid them. She paid you and you paid them.
Not at this, no. She sent Nick Venmo.
What about the other two?
She sent the money to Nick and then it got paid out through.
You remember that?
Would
Yeah.
you pause there for just a moment? My apologies. We need to hand out some glasses.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Forgive me. One of you needs a pair of reading glasses, right? Take a moment. Yeah, grab them. I'd be useless without mine. Ms. Lewis, please proceed.
Okay. All right, so when Detectives O'Driscoll and Detective Maynard came on March 4th to interview you, I don't know if it's the first thing, but right at the beginning of that interview, they asked you if you've been speaking to anyone about what's...
And here it is, the pressure point. This is classic impeachment. The attorney is zeroing in on a prior inconsistent statement, essentially saying, you didn't tell the truth before, so why should we trust you now? In legal terms, credibility is everything. Once a witness admits even a small inconsistency, it opens the door for the jury to question all of their testimony. So think about it. If you are on that jury, would this change how much you trust what's coming next?
going on in terms of your cooperation. Do you recall that?
No, I don't.
Turn to page 8 of the May 4th interview. And it's towards the bottom of 8 and to the top of 9. Now, do you recall that they asked you if you'd talked to anybody about what had been going on with them?
don't see this on that page, unless I'm on the wrong page.
Let me see if I can help you out. See if we're in the right spot.
Yeah.
You're not on the right spot. Here we go. School
Oh,
here.
you told me.
May 4th. We're on May 4th now. All right. Let's see. Let's take a look.
If you would back up and just ask the question again.
I was, okay, I was just trying to point out, but you should stand here, and then over to here, okay? Alright. So, they asked you if you'd been talking to anybody about what's going on, and then, isn't it true you said, no, you haven't told anyone, you've just told people you're in custody on a drug court violation, is that right?
Yes,
Okay, but that wasn't true, was it, Ms. Lover? Ms. Lover?
yes,
That wasn't a true statement to them, that you had only told people you were on a drug court violation, correct?
correct.
Because you had been telling people in detail that you were cooperating with law enforcement.
No, I didn't tell anybody. I don't recall.
You told Nick Bond Savage, correct?
I don't recall.
Well, you said yesterday that you had talked to Nick Bond Savage. You don't recall what you said yesterday?
I had talked to Nick a little bit here and there, but not that I was cooperating, I don't believe.
All right. So you don't recall, all right, yesterday you told us you had talked to Nick about cooperating. Do you recall this? Do you recall a conversation with Nick on the phone, a recorded conversation on the phone with Nick, telling him all about how you were going to go meet with federal, with the feds?
Your Honor, objection foundation, just, when is this call? What call?
While you were in
I need you to provide a little more detail.
So while you were in jail, you would talk with family and friends on the phone, right?
Correct.
And one of the people that you talked to regularly was Nick Bond Savage.
Yes,
And you had a meeting set up to go and speak with a couple of people and agents from the U.S. Attorney's Office. You recall that?
I think so, yes.
Okay. And that, and you called Nick Bond Savage, and you told him all about that you were going to go meet with the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Yes. Here and there, yes.
And that you were really nervous about meeting with the feds, right?
Correct.
So you had told Nick all about what was going on. You talked in detail about what you were talking to Detectives Maynard and Detective O'Driscoll about.
I don't recall how much detail talking to Nick with.
All right. But when you told them, I've only said that I'm in jail on a drug court violation, that was not, you were not telling them the truth, because you had told people you were there cooperating and that you were there on new charges, specifically Nick Bond Savage.
Correct.
All right.
Your Honor, objection, I think that misstates both the evidence and the
I
reality.
need foundation in order to rule on the objection for who them is in your question.
I'm not sure what the objection is.
The foundation, yeah.
As to,
When you say you told them, who is them in your question? Could you be specific about that?
you told Detectives O'Driscoll and Detectives Maynard that you had not talked to anyone about this case other than to tell them you are in drug court violation, and that was not a true statement, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is that? Okay, thank you. You also they give you a tablet when you're at the jail where you can text people, right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were also texting your friend Nick Bond Savage, right?
Correct.
And Do you recall texting him about how you absolutely can't lose your drug court?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall what you said to him?
No, not exactly.
Okay. I'm going to show you. This is a text with him. The highlighted part. I'm not introducing it. Just gonna use it. Yeah. It's really just this right here. You can ask her about that.
But no.
Okay. Can if you want.
It's complete. This is secretary everything.
Okay, that's fine. We can admit it. All right, I'm going to show you, this is marked as, well, we might want to remark this.
May I see it?
It's marked as an impeachment document, but I guess we can admit it.
Well, you can,
Is that okay?
it's
Might
marked
just-
how it's marked. You can
That's
still
okay,
admit it. Yeah.
all right. All right, I'm going to show you this. It's marked as, it's IMP CL1 on the bottom. Just take a look up here. Oh, you can look it on the screen, that's fine. Did you pull it up? Okay, thank you.
Sorry, no, sorry.
Oh, that's fine, thank you. All right, so this is a text from you to Nick at the top, correct?
Correct.
And you tell him in that text, well, that,
Ms. Lewis, do you want to admit it?
yes, we did.
Okay. Any objection, Mr. Blevin?
No, yeah.
All right. We'll publish this to the jury. They can read along with you if they want. Please proceed.
All right. And you tell him midway through, I have my ups and downs. I fucking can't lose my drug court. I fucking worked so hard to finally get clear-minded and get on a good path and live a straight life. And I have a supportive man. Right?
Correct.
Okay. So you tell him that you absolutely cannot lose your drug court.
Correct.
Okay.
I've said that multiple times.
So, and then you talk to him about that you're going to meet with federal agents, and not in this text. We're going back. You recall that you talked to him about, I have to meet with federal agents, and you were nervous about that.
I don't recall.
Well, I think you just said that was
Well,
correct
I mean,
a few
I remember
minutes
telling him
ago.
I'd met with a couple people, but
All right. But you remember that you were very nervous about meeting with the federal agents.
yes.
All right. So on May 10th, which that's the thin notebook, which we're going to be referring to now, the one that you've got sitting on the.
Never will get spilled.
So May 10th of 2023, there are 3 people that come to the jail in Wasatch County to meet with you, to interview you, correct?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, correct.
Okay, so there were 2 assistant United States attorneys and an agent with the federal government.
Correct.
All right. And the one who primarily questioned you, I don't know if you remember, her name was Serena Whistler. Do you remember Ms. Whistler?
Yes, correct.
All right. All right. At this point, you have immunity from federal prosecution, correct?
I'm not 100% sure when the immunity came in.
You pull up the federal immunity. Well, she's pulling it up. At this point, though, your federal immunity is not completely nailed down when they come to meet with you. Do you remember?
Correct.
Okay. You want to take a look at Defense Exhibit 1006.
Are
Do you-
we using this to refresh?
No, I'm planning to admit it.
Okay.
Do you recall that letter, the immunity letter?
I don't recall seeing these letters. They might have went to my attorney.
All right, you've never seen the letters giving you immunity in these cases?
No, I have not.
All right, we can just take that down then. She doesn't recognize it. But you know you have immunity.
Yes.
All right. So in this interview, it's you, Ms. Whistler, Mr. Holden, another assistant United States attorney, and Officer Tyler Parker.
I don't recall their names, but yes, I know they were
Okay,
defendant
two men
agents.
and
Yes.
a woman. Okay. And Detective O'Driscoll and Detective Maynard aren't there to help you anymore, correct?
Correct.
And you have to give your statement by yourself.
Correct.
Nobody's there to lay it out for you, correct?
Correct.
All right. She asked you right up front if you talked to anyone about your cooperation also. Do you recall that?
No, I don't recall.
You don't recall that she asked you if you talked to anyone about
I don't
cooperating?
recall what was said between her and I.
All right. Well, I don't have the page number on that one, so we'll have to come back to that. All right, you tell them, though, about your drug use, right?
Correct.
And you tell them that the last time you used was in July of 2022. Is that correct?
I'm not sure of the date.
Do you want to turn to page 24 of the interview?
That's the date.
July. She has it. This is in the May 10th interview. Okay.
Oh, correct. It's right here.
Okay, so you told them July of 2022 is the last time you used.
Correct.
Okay, and was that a true statement?
It's been so long, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, so you don't recall the last time you used?
Back then, I'm not 100% sure. You have the dates.
All right. Can you tell us sitting here today when the last time you used was?
4 years ago. I'm clean for a little over 4 years.
So that would put us at, we're in, I can't even think what day it is, February of 26.
Mm-hmm.
And so the last time you used, you're saying is February of 22?
So hold on, I gotta count back too.
I mean, that's not correct.
I'm not sure of the dates.
All right. Well, you told them it was July of 22.
Like I said, it was a long time ago. I'm not sure on the dates
Okay.
or what was said.
All right. So let me ask you, I know, what phase of drug court was it that you were using other people's urine to have drug testing done?
I never used anybody else's urine.
You never used anyone else's urine.
No, I've never used anybody else's urine.
You realize you're under oath.
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, let's assume for a moment that the July of 22 date was accurate, since that was 3 years ago when you said that. So maybe you had a better memory then than you have today, correct?
Correct.
All right. But again, that means the whole time of what we're talking about here, the time period of January, February, March of 2022, as we talked about yesterday, you were using consistently during that time period.
Not consistently, no. Off and on.
Well, we went over drug tests yesterday where you were having positive drug tests once or twice a week.
In the beginning of drug court, yes.
And all the way through March of 22.
No, I was due to graduate probably 3 months when I got arrested, so it was not.
That's not true. There was.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yes,
I have a question coming.
Ms. Lauber. Yeah, I need you to ask
That's
the
what
questions.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing. All right.
Any other objection, Mr. Lauber?
That's the one.
Yeah, I just
All
need
right.
you to ask questions.
Yes, because you had an order to show cause about how you were, that you had figured out a way to game the system, and you'd figured out an algorithm so you would know when you were being drug tested, so you would test clean, correct?
No, that is not correct.
It's not correct that that was part of your order to show cause.
No.
So if the prosecutor in your case testifies otherwise, he's wrong?
Nobody figured out anything on how to do the UA system.
You and Nick Bonsavage didn't figure out how to game that system.
No. There was a couple of us that would text each other, hey, don't forget to go do your UA today, as a group. Nobody figured out anything.
All right.
It was a random phone call every day that you made.
I understand that. All right. So during that time period, you were selling drugs to support your drug habit also, correct? In 2022?
No.
So when you were picking up pills from Robert Crozier, you were pulling some of them out to keep for yourself to either sell or use, correct?
No, not correct.
So is it true that you had a phone call with Nick Bonsavage, again from the jail? This was right before, and I backed up a little bit from your May 10th interview, where you talked about with Nick, this was the last time we were able to get these pills, remember?
I don't recall that phone call, no.
Your Honor, I need to play a call for impeachment purposes. I don't know if you want, is there headphones so just Ms. Lauber can listen to it to help her refresh her recollection of the phone call, or how do you want to handle that?
Things. Are you refreshing her recollection or impeaching her with an exhibit that you seek to admit?
I am, well, probably both. I'm starting by impeaching her recollection and then...
Refreshing her recollection?
Thank you so much. Refreshing her recollection, and then, yes, I may want to introduce it as impeachment.
That's fine. You just need to make sure that Mr. Bloodworth listens to it before we play it for the witness.
Okay, I think we're going to need a moment then.
Okay. Folks, this may just take some arranging of devices. If you'd give us a moment, please rise for the jury. We're on the record. Ms. Lewis, I understand you'd like to refresh Ms. Lauber's recollection with a couple of audio recordings, correct?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Lauber, if you'd put the headphones on. Katie's going to play 2 audio recordings for you. Just listen, and when they're done, Ms. Lewis is going to ask you another question. Thank you.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah, that was it.
Okay, and then we're going to do the second one.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
If you would hand those headphones back to Katie. Katie, if you'd take your seat again.
Ms. Lauber, were you able to hear those 2 phone calls between you and Mr. Bonsavage?
Yes.
All right. So you were having a conversation where Mr. Bonsavage was saying to you, hey, remember, Carmen, we couldn't get any more of those pills after we've got those in March of 2022, right?
Correct.
And he said, remember, we tried to get more. We asked Corey if she could get more. And she said she didn't want any more, so we couldn't get any more, remember?
Correct.
Why was it that you wanted more pills?
I don't think I was the one asking for them. Nick did. Nick wanted to know because Nick benefited from it when he got made the $300.
Nick said that was the last time we could get them, correct?
Correct.
Meaning you and Nick.
Nick was the one that drove me down the last one, yes, correct.
And that Nick and you wanted to get more pills. Correct?
I don't recall me, on that video, it wasn't me asking for them.
Your Honor, can we, I'd like to admit the recording.
Mr. Bloodworth, you've heard it. Any objection?
No.
Okay. Pause for one moment. Katie, let me make sure you're connected. Let me know when you have them queued up. This should work. Are you connected? Here, we'll start again. My apologies.
And this is Defense Exhibit 307 for the record.
Okay.
3007.
This is actually 308, the one you admitted before.
Oh, I'm sorry. So
Katie,
what?
would you do me a favor?
3008.
Plug back in.
Okay.
Let me know when you've plugged back in. You're not showing anything on your desktop.
It's just blurry.
But forgive me, I'm not sure the audio player is connected. Can you drag it into?
Well, because remember I kept asking, like, hey, text Corey, do we need any more? And that, so me and you was the last time we were able to get any because she didn't want any anymore. Because remember her guy was out of town or whatever?
I don't know.
Can we play the next part?
I mean, I know that, like, I kept asking, like, hey, does her guy want more? Does her guy want more? So, and you were like, and she'd always say no. So, like, I know you and me was the last time, unless you cheated on me and went with somebody else, which I don't think you would have. Yeah.
All right. So Nick said he's the one that texted, but then he said that's the last time you and me could get any of those pills, correct?
That was the last time Nick and I had gone to the Maverick.
All right, we listened to the call. He said that's the last time you and me could get any of those pills. That's what the call says.
That's the last time him and I went to the Maverick, correct.
Right. I'm going to try and ask the question again.
Your Honor, objection. Asked and answered. It's in evidence. It says what it says.
Sustained. Please ask your next question.
Sure. All right, let's go back to the May 10th interview with Ms. Whistler and the others. Maybe turn to page 26, and I'll ask you if you can remember this, and if you can't, you can look down at the page.
Just wait one moment. Just going to ask you a question, Ms. Lauber.
Oh,
Okay, so Ms. Whistler asked you how often that, when you were using drugs, how often you were using. And you told her hardly ever, like maybe once a month. You recall that?
correct,
Okay, but that wasn't true, correct?
correct,
Because you were using a lot more than once a month during February and March of 2022.
correct,
Okay. So you weren't honest with Ms. Whistler, correct?
correct.
All right. So then she wants to talk to you about the first drug purchase, the one with Susan Kohler. And turn to page 34, just so you have it ready. But first I'll ask if you remember, and then if you don't remember, you can look at the interview, okay? All right. Now, you told Ms. Whistler that you couldn't remember when you sold pills to, or I'm not sorry, excuse me, when you bought pills from Susan Kohler, but it was wintertime, correct?
Correct.
And then you tell Ms. Whistler, the other guys, referring to Detective O'Driscoll and Maynard, they made it much easier because they drew it all out for me. Do you remember that?
No, no.
Okay, take a look at page 34.
Correct.
Okay, so you said they made it a lot easier, but Ms. Whistler's making you tell the story yourself, correct?
Yes,
All right. So again, you say you went to Susan Kohler and bought oxycodone, correct?
correct.
That those were prescription pills that Susan got for a friend, correct?
Yes,
And I take it you don't know how many milligrams of oxycodone those pills were. Do you know that?
No, I didn't look at them. I didn't count. I didn't ask.
Okay, fair. And you told her that you fronted the money to Susan.
Yes.
You told Ms. Whistler that. And then you told Ms. Whistler and the U.S. Attorney's Office that you were supposed to leave the pills in the closet in the Midway house, the small Midway house, and the money would be in the closet. But instead you decided to leave them in the fire pit, correct?
I don't recall. No.
Okay, let's go to page 46. And if you take a look at that and look at where it talks about you were supposed to leave the pills in the closet.
And what was your question?
Is that, in fact, what you said, that you were supposed to leave the pills in the closet and the money would be in the closet, correct?
It doesn't say anything about the pills or what one it was.
Can you take a look? Are you on page 46 of the May 10th interview?
Yes, I'm on page 46.
And that's not refreshing your recollection?
It just says in the next day, I want to say it was brighter, and she said the money go inside the house, and the money was in the closet.
Okay, that's what I'm
Doesn't
referring
say which
to.
day.
That's what I'm referring to.
Which purchase.
That you were going to leave the pills in the closet, and the money was going to be in the closet. That's what you told Ms. Whistler.
Your Honor, just objection foundation, which purchase here are we discussing?
I already said that. It was the first purchase with Susan Kohler. We talked about that.
I think that clarification, we need to be much more careful about whether you are impeaching or refreshing.
Okay,
And
I understand.
I'm confused. I think the witness's responses will be tough to determine on a written record
All right.
what she's doing.
Okay. So the question is, when talking about the first purchase with Ms. Kohler, that you told Ms. Whistler, originally you were supposed to leave those oxycodone pills in the closet and that the money was going to be in the closet, correct?
I don't recall on that one.
But you just read it, correct?
It doesn't say Susan Kohler or anything in there. It just says that the money doesn't refer to what purchase you're talking about in here. It does not say Susan Kohler's purchase, or it does not say Robbie's purchase.
Okay.
It just says,
Your Honor, could we approach for just a moment? Yes, thank you. Okay, let's try this again. I'm sorry that this has been really confusing, but
Ms. Lewis, if you don't leave it in front of her, she won't be able to read along with you. And so if we can do a combination of you having that and putting it on the screen, or however you want to do it. But
All right.
if you're going to read, she needs to be able to see what you're reading.
okay. let me just figure out where I'm at and then we'll do that.
No problem.
All right, let me ask you this. The first thing you talk about with U.S. Attorney's Office is the first purchase with Susan Kohler.
I'm not 100% sure.
All right, give me one moment. Katie, can you pull up page 34 of the May 10th transcript? All right, if you could look at line 18. And this is early in the interview. Ms. Whistler asked you, okay, so when would that have been? Referring to the first time Corey reached out for pills. Do you see that?
Yes.
All right. And
Yes.
that's when you said the other guys made it so much easier because they drew it out for me.
I need you to read it exactly.
The other guys had it so much easier drawn out for me. That's your response, correct?
Correct.
All right. So then, Ms. Whistler continues to talk to you about, just go ahead and turn the page for a minute, that first purchase.
Mr. Bloodworth,
Objection under 106.
forgive me for a moment. Okay. Give me a series of line numbers or page and line numbers that you're concerned about.
Your Honor, on page 34, the response spanned lines 20 through 23. I think that entire section needs to be read.
Would you please read the
That's
rest
fine.
of the response?
Okay, yes, that's fine. So the question for Ms. Whistler is, when would this have been, the first purchase? And you answer, the other guys had it so much easier drawn out for me. I want to say January or February, I don't know. You'd have to look at the phone records.
Correct.
Correct. And Ms. Whistler says of last year. Correct?
You got to read or answer the question.
Well, I was asking her to acknowledge that was the question from Ms. Whistler. Ms. Whistler asked you of last year, correct?
Correct.
And you said, I think so. Yeah. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So now you go on and you're talking about the purchase from Ms. Kohler, correct?
Correct.
All right. And while you're still talking about that purchase, that was the purchase that was $600, correct?
Correct.
So let's pull up page 43 of the transcript. And Ms. Whistler says that on line 10, so at your best recollection, it was $600, correct?
Correct.
So we're still talking about the first purchase.
Correct.
All right, thank you. And then as we move forward, as we're still talking about it, on page 46, you're talking about that the next, after you got the pills, and you testified yesterday, you didn't give them to Corey that night, it was the next day, correct?
Correct.
And then you said, and then the next day, I want to say it was brighter, and she said, the money, go inside the house, the money is in the closet, correct?
Correct.
All right. And then Ms. Whistler asks you, 2 lines down, 3 lines down, you took the pills you had gotten from Susan to that address, correct?
Correct.
All right. And so as you're talking about that,
You have to read her answer. The question is not evidence of anything.
well, now I forgot what the question was.
So you're on line
Oh, I'm sorry.
19.
You took the pills you gotten from Susan to that address and you said yes, correct?
Correct.
All right. And she asked if you'd been to the house before and you said no, correct?
Correct.
All right. So then, as we move to page 47, line 14, Ms. Whistler says, okay, when you got there, did you go inside, correct?
Correct.
And she's talking about the small Midway house, correct?
Correct.
And you said, no, it was late at night and I put them in the fire pit, correct?
Correct.
And Ms. Whistler says, outside, and you say, yeah, correct?
Correct.
Turn the page. Ms. Whistler asks on line 7, okay, so you dropped this envelope full of pills in a fire pit in a vacant house in Midway. Did you think this was odd? Correct?
Correct.
And you said yes, but I didn't think nothing of it because if you're keeping a certain somebody out of the picture, you're not, I mean, if you know anything about the drug world, and then you don't complete that thought. Correct?
Correct.
All right. So, you told...
Objection, Your
Please
Honor.
pause. Go ahead, Mr. Glenn.
Completeness, she does complete the thought. You just have to read down.
Yeah, we've got to read through.
All right. I don't know that it's relevant, but that's fine. Ms. Whistler then says, well, I've been doing this for 20 years, so I think I do. I guess referring to know something about the drug process, correct?
Correct.
And you say, no, I'm just saying some addicts, or, and she says, uh-huh, and you say, some people don't really ask questions, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Your
So,
objection, completeness.
Your Honor,
It keeps going.
I think, though, if I mean, that's the part that's relevant to my questioning. I think if Mr. Bloodworth wants to bring in the rest later, he's welcome to do so. We're actually changing the topic here back to the investor now.
Why don't you just read through the sentence, the period on line 23. I understand your position, but I think her thought goes through before changing of a topic, the period on line 23.
All right. So when you say some people don't really ask questions, Ms. Whistler says okay, and you say, or they don't want to get caught in the middle of anything, period.
Correct.
All right. So, I'm going to give this back to you for now. So back to my original question is, you told Ms. Whistler that the first pills you got from Susan Kohler you left in the fire pit at the Midway house, correct?
Correct.
But that's not what you're saying today, correct?
Correct.
Now, is it fair to say when you were talking to the U.S. Attorney's Office, who could potentially charge you with a 20-year minimum mandatory crime, you were doing your best to tell them the truth?
It was a lot to take in, so I probably had confused a little bit.
Were you doing your best to tell them the truth?
Yes.
Is that fair? You
Correct.
were.
Mm-hmm.
And this conversation was approximately a year after these events took place. The conversation with Ms. Whistler took place about a year after these things happened, correct?
I'm not sure on the dates.
Well, they happened in March of 2022, February, March of 2022, and you're talking with Ms. Whistler in May of 2023, so a little more than a year, correct?
I'm not sure on that.
Well, the date is on the transcript. Do you need to look at it?
I don't think it was a year apart, but I can be confused on the date.
All right. If I represent to you that this interview was in 2023, are you comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay. So it was about a year.
And here it is, the pressure point. This is classic impeachment. The attorney is zeroing in on a prior inconsistent statement, essentially saying, you didn't tell the truth before, so why should we trust you now? In legal terms, credibility is everything. Once a witness admits even a small inconsistency, it opens the door for the jury to question all of their testimony. So think about it. If you are on that jury, would this change how much you trust what's coming next?
Year after.
Okay.
And fair to say, 1 year after the fact, your memory was probably better than it is here today 4 years after the fact, correct?
Correct.
All right. Okay. Now I want to move to the second buy. We're going to talk about the second purchase, which would have been the first purchase with Robert Crozier, okay?
Okay.
All right. So you reached out because Corey said she needed something stronger, like maybe the Michael Jackson stuff, correct?
Correct.
And you couldn't remember if this was by text or phone. You said you weren't 100% sure, correct?
Yes.
All right. Can you pull up page 50? You turn to page 57. I'm going to let you use the book. You put 57 on the screen for me of the May 10th interview. Okay, I want you to look at line, you're on page 53, Carmen?
I'm on 57.
Oh, I'm sorry, maybe I gave you the
You
wrong
told me
page.
57.
I might have, you're right, 57, I'm sorry.
So do I need to go back or stay here?
No, 57's correct, I misspoke,
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. So line 7, oh, actually, no, let's go up to line 5. Officer Parker says, when you say by phone, are you saying a phone call or a text, correct?
Correct.
Talking about your communications with Ms. Richens, correct?
Correct.
You said, I'm not 100% sure the officers have it all, correct?
Correct.
Do you recall what you said after that? Well, let me ask you this way. Do you recall telling them they made it easier for me because they draw it out? Like they laid out the whole puzzle and they fit the pieces together. Do you recall that?
Yes.
So you recall that you said that.
Correct.
And do you recall what Ms. Whistler said to you?
No.
All right. Can we pull up Defense Exhibit 1033, the video? Do you recall that she, before you play that, do you recall that she said to you, well, we would rather you just tell what you remember?
Correct.
Okay, then maybe we don't need to play it.
It's not her objection. That's not what the question says.
But that's her memory. So here we go. There's nothing impeachable happening right now.
Okay.
All right. So, again, Ms. Richens on the second time asked for the Michael Jackson drug, correct?
Correct.
And you told Ms. Whistler that you had to Google it, correct? Because you didn't know what it was.
Correct.
And that you discovered it was propofol, correct?
I don't recall if that's what I remember, but
Well, you said yesterday that you discovered it was propofol.
okay, yes.
All right. And you can't buy propofol in the streets, correct?
I'm not sure.
To your knowledge, can you buy it on the streets?
No, I don't go around asking for it, no.
Okay, that's
Not
fair.
that I recall, if you can
That's
or
fair.
not.
And I want to go back to the pills, the first set of pills you got from Robert. Could you pull up page 59? Yeah, I'm really not going back. We're still on the first set of pills you bought from Robert. Page 59.
If you would just wait for the question.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to get to the page.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be less confusing if we do it in
Okay.
this order.
Ms. Whistler asked you during this interview if you'd ever taken opioids. Do you recall that?
No, I don't recall.
All right, can you look at page, you're on 59, right?
Yes.
Line 4. Ms. Whistler says, and you yourself have never been an opioid user. I misspoke. She said, you yourself have never been an opioid user. Recall that?
Correct.
And you said, well, I was for my neck.
Correct.
Okay. And she says, okay, but I mean, and then you say, I had neck surgery. Correct?
Correct.
And she said, I mean illicit opioids. And you said yes and no.
Correct.
So you're saying, yes, I had taken illicit opioids also.
Yes.
Correct? All right. She says, tell me what you mean by yes or no. Correct?
Correct.
And you say, I mean, I would take Roxy's or Oxys for my neck and stuff. Okay?
Okay.
And then Ms. Whistler says, were they okay, but were they prescribed to you by a doctor? Correct?
Correct.
And you said they were in the beginning, but not after a while. Correct?
Correct.
So then she asked you, roughly when did you have neck surgery? Correct?
Correct.
And you said, I had neck surgery a year ago. Correct?
Yes.
All right. So your neck surgery was pretty close in time to when you were getting these pills from Mr. Crozier. Correct?
No, my neck surgery was completed. I was out of my brace and everything.
So when you were getting the pills from Mr. Crozier, your neck surgery was over, correct?
Yes.
That's fine. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Thank you for telling me that. All right. So my question is, when you were getting oxycodone from Mr. Crozier, were you holding back any pills for yourself?
No, I turned them in to my therapist. She kept track of them. When I had my prescription, my surgery, when I was done.
Right, but you said you were getting some that were not prescription. You were getting illicit pills. I take it you didn't give those to your probation officer. No. All right. So were you holding back pills from Mr. Crozier to take for yourself?
No, I was not.
All right. So then you talk more about that Corey had asked for the Michael Jackson drug. And that's when you told her, well, it's not a pharmacy. I don't know what you want. I can't just go get you a stronger dose of pills, correct?
Correct.
All right. But the first pills you gave her were prescription oxycodone, correct?
From Susan Kohler?
Yes.
Correct.
From Susan Kohler. And then you asked Mr. Crozier for Roxy 30s, correct?
I don't recall if that's exactly what I asked for.
Well, we talked about that yesterday.
I said blues. Blues, or I asked for pain pills or an opiate pain pill.
All right. Yesterday you testified you asked for Roxy 30s or blues. Remember that? Yes, from yesterday?
Objection, Your Honor. I'm not sure that's accurate.
I'm not either. Foundation.
I can go back and find it, I guess, but that is accurate. All right, let me find it.
I think the difference is whether, to be a little bit specific here, she testified to that yesterday or acknowledged having said it in a prior interview.
That's fair. Yesterday you acknowledged that you had told Mr. Crozier that you wanted Roxy 30s or blues. We found that page number yesterday, and you acknowledged that, yes, that is what you had said at the time. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Right off the bat, this might seem like routine courtroom chatter, but don't be fooled. These opening moments set the tone. Everyone's getting comfortable, but underneath that calm, high stakes. A witness is about to testify under oath, and every word from here on out can be used to challenge credibility later. Watch closely, because in cases like this, it's not just what is said, it's what doesn't quite line up that matters.
Okay. So my point is, Roxy 30s, 30 milligram oxycodone, are a stronger variety of oxycodone than what you would typically get in a prescription, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you could get her something stronger and still get her oxycodone, correct?
I'm not understanding the question.
All right. There are different milligrams of oxycodone, right?
Correct.
Prescription. Yes, prescription oxycodone, and then, which are weaker, and then Roxy 30s are a stronger variety because they're 30 milligrams, correct?
Correct.
All right. So you could, in fact, get the same drug, oxycodone, and get a stronger version of it, right?
If you knew somebody with the prescription.
Okay, all right. And this is when you reach out to Nicole Cummings, and she refers you to Robert Crozier.